The moment you turn your attention inward and recognize the infinite treasury within you, you discover that you have never been poor, never been lacking, never been small. All limitation is nothing more than the shadow cast by forgetfulness. Forgetfulness of who you are and the power entrusted to you. What you call wealth, what you call prosperity, is not something outside of you waiting to be earned by sweat and strain. It is the natural outpouring of your imagination when you dare to claim it as already yours. If you would manifest large sums of money, you must stop waiting for permission from the world and begin to assume, within the silence of your own mind, that it is already in your possession. Do not think of money as coming tomorrow or next year. See it, feel it, rejoice in it now. Walk in the state of wealth as if it were the most natural thing. When you close your eyes, touch the crisp notes in your hand, hear the sound of your voice giving thanks, experience the weight of abundance filling your life. Your subconscious does not argue, it only accepts the impression. Once impressed, it expresses. Many think they must beg, plead, or strive harder. But the truth is simple. You do not need to fight for money. You only need to align with the consciousness of already having it. What you assume to be true about yourself, life will mirror back to you without fail. If you live in the end, if you dare to feel the joy of abundance now, the avenues through which money flows will open effortlessly. Ideas, opportunities, people, and unexpected channels will rise to meet you, but you will know it was not chance. It was the law responding to your assumption. Do not make the mistake of doubting, because the outer world has not yet rearranged itself. The world takes time to catch up to the inner vision, but it must. Hold firm. Persist in the assumption that you are already wealthy. Let the feeling of abundance be so natural that the old state of lack cannot find room to breathe. As you persist, you will notice the little signs, small amounts arriving, doors opening, conversations leading to opportunities. Treat each as confirmation, not coincidence. Large sums of money are not difficult. For this law, for it knows no degree of difficulty. Whether $1 or $1 million, the process is the same. Assume it real, feel it natural, persist until it hardens into fact. The law does not measure by size. It only responds to faith, to belief, to the sustained inner conviction that what you claim is already true. So rise above doubt, cast off the old story of lack, and step boldly into the wealth that has always been yours. The moment you apply this truth, not half-heartedly, but with the full intensity of imagination, you will see that abundance does not trickle, it floods. And then you will understand. The treasure house of infinity has never been closed to you. It was waiting for you to awaken, to claim, and to live as though the promise were already fulfilled. We live in a world where men and women believe that the flow of money is controlled by economies, governments, jobs, and circumstances. But I tell you that none of these hold power over the source of your supply. The only source is within. The only true law is imagination assuming itself fulfilled. If you desire large sums of money, you must first take your attention away from appearances and plant it firmly in the unseen reality that you already possess all that you ask for. The outer world is nothing but a reflection, a shadow of your inner state. If the shadow is unsatisfactory, change the light from which it is cast, and that light is your assumption. When you wake in the morning, do not rise as a person trying to attract wealth. Rise as one already in possession of it. When you walk, walk as one who knows he is rich. Let every step be the stride of abundance. When you sit, sit with the quiet dignity of one who knows that all the treasures of the earth are his by divine right. Your world will bow to the identity you accept. If you accept poverty, the world will reflect poverty. If you accept wealth, the world will mirror wealth. It cannot do otherwise, for it has no life apart from the state you occupy. Close your eyes often, not to escape the world, but to reshape it. In the silence, imagine yourself counting large bills, feeling their crisp texture between your fingers. See yourself opening your bank account and smiling as you behold the balance swelling with abundance. Hear the voices of your loved ones congratulating you. Hear the words of gratitude flowing naturally from your lips. Do not simply think of money. Feel it. Let it be as real to your senses in imagination as it would be in the waking world. This is the secret. Feeling is the secret. There is no virtue in struggle for struggle's sake. The world has taught you that to earn great wealth, you must sacrifice, labor endlessly, and toil beneath the weight of worry. But that is only one state of consciousness, and it is not the one you are called to occupy. You are not here to worship at the altar of effort. You are here to awaken to the power of assumption. Assume wealth, and you will find effort becomes joyous. Doors open before you, and what seemed impossible flows naturally into your hands. Think not of how money will come. The how is never your concern. The moment you assume the state of wealth, infinite intelligence begins to orchestrate all channels necessary for its fulfillment. You may be guided to take action, but the action will feel inspired, effortless, joyful. You will meet people at the right time, receive ideas that stir you into movement, and witness coincidences so precise you will know they were never coincidences at all. The outer arrangements are simply the echo of your inner acceptance. You must not waver between states. If today you affirm wealth and tomorrow you look anxiously at the world and declare yourself poor, you cancel your own harvest. Stand firm. Persist in the inner knowing that you are rich, regardless of what your senses report. The senses are slow, they lag behind the imagination. Do not judge your progress by appearances. Continue to water the seed of wealth with persistent assumption, and in due season, you will reap abundantly. Consider how often you have already manifested without realizing it. Think of the times you feared a loss, and it came. Think of the times you expected disappointment, and it appeared. You were already practicing the law, only in ignorance you used it against yourself. The same faith you gave to fear, give now to abundance. The same persistence with which you held to lack, hold now to wealth. What you dare to imagine and feel real, you will bring forth. You may say, but I cannot imagine millions. It feels too far away. Then start where you can. If you can easily feel the joy of receiving a small sum, dwell there until it becomes natural, and then expand. As you prove to yourself the power of imagination, your capacity for greater assumption grows. But never tell yourself that large sums are more difficult than small ones. That belief is only a habit of thought. To the law, all things are equal. A penny and a fortune are the same. Begin to cultivate gratitude now, not for what you hope will come, but for what you already claim. Gratitude seals the state. When you imagine yourself wealthy, give thanks as though it were already true. Let gratitude rise from you naturally, for the subconscious accepts thanksgiving as evidence of reality. The thankful heart is never barren. It draws more to itself by the law of its own vibration. Speak words of wealth, not poverty. Speak as one who already has, not one who is waiting. Your word, once felt and believed, does not return void. When doubt arises, as it often will, do not resist it violently. Gently return your mind to the desired state. Each time you drift into the old habit of lack, bring yourself back with the ease of one returning home. Over time, the state of wealth becomes so natural that you will hardly remember the man or woman who once fretted over money. The old self will fade like a dream upon waking. Imagine the freedom that great sums of money afford you. Imagine the joy of giving generously, of providing for your family, of living without the weight of worry. Picture yourself traveling, building, expanding, creating, all because you dared to assume abundance. This vision is not fantasy, it is reality waiting to be clothed in fact. Hold it, feel it, live in it. You are not playing with idle dreams, you are impressing the law that shapes worlds. The law cannot fail. It has never failed anyone who applied it faithfully. The only failure is the failure to persist. Large sums of money are yours when you claim them. They are already present in the unseen, waiting for you to align with them. Your task is simple: assume, persist, and feel it natural. Everything else will unfold in perfect order. So tonight, when you lay down to sleep, do not drift into unconscious worries. Instead, enter the state of wealth. Pretend, if you must, but pretend so vividly that the dream takes on the tones of reality. Feel the sheets as though you are lying in the finest of rooms. See yourself surrounded by the luxuries you desire. Hear the laughter of friends celebrating your success. Fall asleep in the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and you will rise in the morning closer to its embodiment. In time, the money will come. It may come through business, through gifts, through ideas, through unexpected channels, but it will come. And when it does, you will not be surprised, for you will recognize it as the natural harvest of the seed you planted. You will know that nothing has been added to you from without. You have only drawn from the infinite reservoir within. The treasure house is within you. The keys are assumption and persistence. Once you apply this, once you truly claim the wealth as already yours, large sums of money must flow into your experience, not because the world favors you, but because the law is impersonal, unfailing, and exact. And so I say to you now, stop postponing your wealth to a distant future. Live in it this very moment. Dare to believe that you are rich beyond measure. Speak it, feel it, assume it, and watch the world rearrange itself to mirror your conviction. The law has no choice but to honor the state you faithfully occupy. And so, let your heart be settled in this truth. You are not a beggar in a world of chance. You are the master of your inner world, and what you decree within must be echoed without. The wealth you desire is not far away. It is here, it is now, waiting only for your bold acceptance. Do not look to men, to systems, or to circumstances as your source. Look only to the treasure house within, and live from the certainty that all you could ever want is already yours. Every time you choose faith over doubt, every time you persist in the unseen reality of abundance, you carve a path for riches to flow into your life. The world cannot resist the conviction of one who knows himself rich in imagination. Persist long enough, and the shadow of lack dissolves into the light of plenty. Money will come, opportunities will arise, doors will open, not because you chased them, but because you aligned with the state where they already existed. So walk now as the wealthy one, speak as the prosperous one, give thanks as the abundant one, and watch as life bends to the power of your inner conviction. For the law is sure, the promise is certain, and the riches of heaven and earth are already yours the moment you dare to claim them. Love is not something you chase, nor is it something that hides from you until the right person appears. Love is not waiting for you in another's eyes. It is already within you. The great secret is this: what you assume to be true in the depths of your imagination will clothe itself in flesh and walk into your life. To manifest love instantly, you must first awaken to the realization that everything you desire is already yours in consciousness. The outer world is only a shadow, a mirror reflecting the substance of your inner state. If you believe love is missing, then the world will confirm your belief by showing you absence. If you believe you are already loved, cherished, and chosen, then your world must bend itself to bring you the evidence of that assumption. Love cannot be withheld from you, because the source of love is not another person. It is the state of being that you occupy within yourself. You are the author, and the characters that enter your life merely play the parts you have written for them through your inner conversations and assumptions. Most people make the mistake of thinking that love is something external to be earned, pursued, or proven. They long for the approval of another, thinking their worth depends on being chosen. But the hidden truth is that you are always choosing yourself first. When you assume that you are already the beloved, you give the world no choice but to reflect that truth back to you. This is not wishful thinking, it is law. The law of life responds not to your words, but to the feeling behind them. When you assume the feeling of being loved, without questioning when or how, you set in motion the very power that shapes reality itself. Consider this: if tonight, before drifting into sleep, you quietly imagined lying in the arms of the one you love, not with yearning or desperation, but with the serene assurance that it is already so, you would awaken tomorrow in a world subtly rearranged to fulfill that assumption. For imagination is not idle daydreaming, it is creation itself, that unseen act of assuming the end, as real plants a seed in consciousness that cannot fail to bear fruit in time. The hidden truth they do not tell you is that your specific person, the one you desire to love you, is not separate from your imagination of them. They live in your mind's eye exactly as you have conceived them. If you continue to dwell on rejection, absence, or distance, then you are simply rehearsing the drama of being unloved, and your world obediently stages that play. But if you rewrite the script in your imagination, if you see them loving you, choosing you, valuing you, and you accept that vision as reality, then the world itself must rearrange its scenes to bring that truth alive. There is no delay in consciousness. The moment you shift your state, the moment you step into the inner, knowing that you are already adored, already chosen, already in possession of the love you seek, you have manifested it. The outer world may take time to catch up, but in truth, it has already happened. You are not waiting for love. You are simply waiting for the reflection to show itself. Let your inner conversations be filled with tenderness, with words of affirmation spoken, as if your beloved is already with you. Do not beg, do not plead, do not wonder when. Speak to yourself from the end. I am loved. I am desired. I am chosen. Feel the warmth of that love as if it were already flowing into your life, and it will not fail to appear. The world cannot resist the command of one who lives from the state of already having. The power has always been within you. The world outside is not your master, it is your mirror. Love is not rare, nor is it conditional. It is abundant, immediate, and already yours the instant you claim it within. You do not have to wait for someone to give it. You need only to assume the state of being loved now. And the universe will conspire to prove you right. Love is the most natural thing in the world, yet so many live as though it is distant, as though it is reserved for others, as though they must fight for it, beg for it, or prove themselves worthy of it. But love is not a prize to be won. It is the very essence of your being, waiting only to be recognized. When you live from this recognition, you stop asking when love will come and begin experiencing it as already present. The great secret is that the moment you assume it, the moment you feel it as real within, the outer world has no choice but to mirror it back to you. To manifest love instantly is not to rush or force events. It is not about convincing someone outside of you to behave differently. To manifest love instantly is to shift into the inner knowing that you already are the one who is loved, chosen, desired, and adored. You step into the feeling that the relationship you long for is already yours, and that feeling is the magnetic force that draws it into your world. Everything begins in imagination. Every meeting, every romance, every moment of affection you have ever known first began as an unseen state of consciousness. The body simply walked into the play that imagination had already scripted. This is the hidden truth they do not want you to know. No one outside of you decides your worthiness for love. No one has the power to withhold it from you unless you consent to such a belief. The only thing that can ever separate you from love is your own assumption that you are not already loved. And yet, you have the power in every moment to rewrite that assumption. You can, right now, choose to believe and to feel that you are the beloved. You can live as if the affection, loyalty, and devotion you desire are already yours. When you hold that inner conviction, the world rearranges itself around you. Conversations align, encounters happen, and people show up in ways that reflect the state you occupy within. But it is not the world that changes first. It is you. The inner shift is the cause. The outer demonstration is the effect. Most of the world looks only to the effect, chasing after it, demanding it, pleading for it, never realizing that they are the very source of the experience they seek. Think of this: have you ever replayed a conversation in your head long after it happened, imagining what you should have said, what they should have done? Have you noticed how that rehearsal influences your emotions, your body, your expectations. That simple act is proof that your inner dialogue shapes your reality. If you can create pain by rehearsing a scene of rejection in your mind, you can just as easily create joy and fulfillment by rehearsing a scene of being loved. The only difference is what you allow yourself to dwell upon. So imagine differently. Close your eyes tonight, and instead of replaying memories of loneliness or fear, imagine the warmth of your beloved beside you. Imagine their hand in yours, their voice speaking words of affection. Imagine yourself secure, content, and overflowing with love. Do this not as a desperate longing, but as an inner conviction, as though you are remembering something that has already happened. For what you assume as real becomes real. What you occupy within must show itself without. There is no distance in consciousness. The person you desire to love you is not separated from your imagination of them. They are as close as the thought you hold, the vision you entertain, the conversation you replay in silence. When you imagine them loving you, choosing you, preferring you above all others, you are planting seeds in the fertile soil of consciousness. And those seeds must grow. The law of life is unfailing as within, so without. You do not need to struggle to make it happen. You do not need to ask, but when? But how? That question is the very barrier that delays your manifestation. To ask when or how is to admit you do not yet believe it is yours. But when you step into the feeling of the wish fulfilled, you stop asking those questions. You rest in the certainty that it is already accomplished. You carry yourself differently. You speak differently. You think differently because you are already living in the reality where you are loved. And because you live from that state, the world rushes to catch up with your assumption. Do not confuse this with pretending. Pretending implies it is not real. What I am telling you is that the act of imagining and assuming is more real than the so-called facts of your senses. The senses only report the past. They show you what you have previously believed and assumed. But imagination is the doorway to the present truth of what you choose now. The moment you choose to feel loved, the moment you claim it inwardly, that is the moment your world has changed. Let your inner conversations become the dwelling place of love. When doubts arise, when memories of rejection surface, do not fight them. Simply turn away and replace them with the new story. Speak to yourself and to your beloved in the silence of your heart. Hear them saying to you, I love you, I choose you, I cannot imagine my life without you. Hear it until it feels natural, until it feels like a memory rather than a hope. This is the art of assuming. This is how you manifest love instantly. Remember, you are not summoning something outside of you. You are not forcing another person's will. You are awakening to the truth that the world is yourself pushed out. Your relationships are mirrors of your assumptions. Change the assumption, and the mirror must change its reflection. That is why you never need to beg, to chase, or to manipulate. The work is all within. And once the inner work is done, the outer world cannot help but reveal it. So many people believe they are at the mercy of chance. They think love comes only if the right timing happens, if fate delivers the right person, if someone chooses them. But this is ignorance of the greatest truth. Timing, chance, and choice are only the outpicturing of inner conviction. You are not waiting for destiny to hand you love. You are the one shaping destiny by the state you occupy. If you decide tonight that you are already the beloved, then destiny has already shifted. Do not underestimate the simplicity of this truth. The mind wants complexity. It wants steps and formulas and rituals. But love manifests in the instant you accept yourself as already loved. The difficulty is not in the process. It is in our willingness to believe. We are so accustomed to struggle, to doubt, to waiting, that we find it hard to accept the ease of creation. But the law has always been this simple. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and live as though it is already true. That assumption is the force that creates worlds. When you wake tomorrow, do not measure the evidence of your senses. Do not ask, where is it? Why has nothing changed? Instead, hold to the inner conviction. Walk as though you are cherished. Smile as though you are already adored. Carry yourself with the confidence of one who is deeply loved, because in truth you are. The more you persist in this state, the faster the outer world conforms. It has no choice. It must reflect the state you occupy. And so love is yours instantly. Not tomorrow, not someday, but the moment you assume it within. The reflection may take time to appear, but the reality is already established. You are never waiting for love. You are only waiting for the mirror to catch up. And so, if there is one truth for you to carry from this moment forward, let it be this: love is not something to seek, it is something to be. The moment you claim within yourself, I am loved, I am chosen, I am desired, you have already set in motion the events that must confirm it. The world is only a mirror, and it cannot help but show you the image you hold most faithfully. Release the questions of when and how, for they belong to doubt, not faith. Rest instead in the knowing that the seed has already been planted, and the harvest is certain. Walk in the joy of one who already possesses the love they once longed for, and soon you will see that love made visible before your very eyes. For nothing can be withheld from the one who dares to assume it is already theirs. They will chase you after you do teach-ice. Manifest your specific person fast. The world that you see around you is nothing more than the reflection of the world you are carrying within. Every face, every circumstance, every conversation is but a mirror of your inner assumptions. If you desire the affection of a particular person, if you long for their attention, their love, and their pursuit, then you must first recognize that nothing stands between you and that reality, but the state of consciousness you are willing to occupy. It is not about forcing them to see you. It is about awakening yourself to the knowing that they already do. Desire itself is proof of its fulfillment. When the thought arises in your heart, I want them to love me, I want them to chase me, it is not an empty yearning. It is life whispering to you what is already true in another dimension. The moment you accept it, the unseen becomes visible. The great secret is this: you must stop seeking from the outside and begin to assume from within. The moment you shift from longing to knowing, from hoping to assuming, you release the tension of waiting, and the energy of desire draws them irresistibly into your experience. They will chase you not because you forced it, not because you begged for it, but because, in your imagination, they already do. Close your eyes and picture them calling your name, reaching for your hand, desiring your presence above all else. Feel their affection surrounding you as though it were the most natural thing in the world. Do not imagine as if it might happen. Imagine as though it already has. See the glow in their eyes when they look at you. Hear the excitement in their voice. Feel the certainty in their touch. Let this inner reality be more real to you than the silence of the outer world. For the outer world is slow, delayed, heavy. But imagination is immediate, alive, vibrant. The moment you dare to claim, they want me, they pursue me, they love me, and feel it as real, the law begins to move. Circumstances rearrange themselves. Conversations shift. The invisible currents of life draw them closer to you in ways your rational mind could never plan. Do not concern yourself with how it will unfold. Do not burden yourself with time. Time is only a measure of your doubt. The instant you drop the question of when, you step into the timeless realm where everything is now. And in that now, they are already yours. You do not need to chase, for chasing implies separation. You do not need to beg, for begging implies lack. Instead, embody the version of yourself who is already loved, already desired, already chosen. Walk as if their love is inevitable. Speak as if their affection is secure. Think as if their pursuit is already happening. And soon the world will have no choice but to reflect the certainty you carry within. They will chase you because you have stopped chasing them. They will desire you because you have ceased desiring and started knowing. They will pursue you because in your imagination, you are already the one pursued. Life is compelled to give you what you have accepted as real within yourself. So tonight, when you are alone and the world grows quiet, Slip into the state where you feel their arms around you. Hear them confessing their love. See them showing up, calling, reaching out. And then rise tomorrow with the calm assurance that what you experienced inwardly must clothe itself outwardly. This is the great mystery: to live as though it is already done, and to let the outer world echo the inner truth. Do this and watch how quickly they come to you, drawn not by effort, but by the magnetic pull of the state you have dared to assume. The great secret of life is hidden in plain sight, yet few ever grasp it. The world that you experience is not something happening to you. It is something happening through you. The faces you encounter, the way others treat you, the way love appears or seems to be withheld from you, all of it is nothing more than the projection of your inner assumptions. Every person who crosses your path is playing the part you have silently assigned to them in the theater of your mind. And when you realize this, when you grasp that the power to determine how you are loved lies not in their hands but in your imagination, then you hold the key to making them chase you, to making them desire you, to making them choose you without effort. For what is desire but a prophecy whispered to you from eternity? When you feel the longing for someone's love, when you feel the ache of wanting their presence, this is not chance. This is life itself revealing to you that in another dimension it is already done. The feeling of desire is proof of fulfillment. You would not feel the longing if somewhere already the love were not yours. The moment you dare to accept this as true, the longing dissolves into certainty, and the certainty rearranges the world to reflect it. If you want your specific person to chase you, you must first abandon the old way of thinking. You cannot beg for love. You cannot plead with life to give you what you already hold in consciousness. To chase someone is to declare to the universe that you are separate from them, that they are far away, that they have the power and you are powerless. But to be chased is to declare that you are already the center, already the chosen, already the one desired. So the shift must begin within you. Stop pursuing and start assuming. Stop reaching outward and begin knowing inwardly. Close your eyes now and enter into the secret chamber of imagination. Let the world fall away for a moment and see only what you wish to see. If they have not called you, imagine your phone lighting up with their name. If they have not spoken their love, imagine their voice whispering it to you with warmth and certainty. If they have seemed distant, imagine them drawing near, unable to stay away. It matters not what the outer world says. The outer world is a shadow. The inner world is the cause. You may say, but how can this be? They seem uninterested. They seem far from me. They seem lost in their own world. And I tell you, stop believing appearances. Appearances are nothing more than delayed reflections of the old assumptions you once carried. If you once believed yourself unloved, if you once assumed rejection, then of course the shadow world showed you rejection. But you are free now to assume differently, and the world must obey the new pattern. Do not fight the shadows. Change the light within, and the shadows will shift. The way is simple. Each night before you drift into sleep, take on the feeling that you are already loved, already chosen, already pursued by the one you desire. Lay down with the sense that their arms are around you. Feel their presence beside you. Hear them say the words you long to hear. Do not wait for them to say it in the outer world before you believe it. Believe it now, in the silence of imagination, and the outer world will echo what you have dared to accept. For the law of life is unfailing. What you accept as true within must express itself without. You do not need to force it. You do not need to manipulate them. You do not need to beg or chase or scheme. Simply accept the state of being loved as real, and life will move heaven and earth to make it so. The invisible currents of being will touch their heart, will shape their thoughts, will guide their steps until they find themselves drawn irresistibly toward you. And when they do, they will believe it is their own choice, their own desire, their own awakening. But you will know the truth. It was the state you carried within that compelled the outer world to align. Many complain, I have imagined, but nothing has happened. And I say you have not imagined with faith. You may have entertained the scene, but you did not accept it as final. You played with it as though it were a fantasy, not a fact. The difference is everything. To daydream is one thing, but to assume is another. To assume is to rest in the knowing that what you have seen within is already so, even if the senses scream the opposite. Hold fast in that knowing, and the senses will soon bow. If you want them to chase you, do not picture yourself chasing them. See them chasing you. See them calling, texting, showing up, choosing you over all others. But more importantly, feel what it is like to be the one pursued. Feel the joy of being desired, the warmth of being chosen, the confidence of being loved. Carry that feeling into your day as though it were already a reality. When you walk, walk as one who is loved. When you speak, speak as one who is desired. When you think, think as one who is already chosen. The outer world has no choice but to reflect the inner posture you carry. Remember this, you are not waiting for them to change. You are not waiting for them to wake up to their love. You are waking up to your own power, and as you do, they cannot help but change. They are but actors playing the roles you assign them through your inner state. Assign them the role of the one who desires you, and they will play it faithfully. Do not ask how it will happen. The how is not your concern. Life has infinite ways of bringing about the fulfillment of your assumption. Perhaps they will dream of you. Perhaps they will suddenly feel a wave of affection. Perhaps circumstances will shift to draw you together. You do not need to know the path. You need only know the end. Live in the end, and the path will unfold. And if ever doubt arises, if ever the senses tempt you to believe the opposite, return again to imagination. Withdraw from the outer world and re-enter the inner, for imagination is the true reality. The outer is slow, delayed, bound by time. The inner is immediate, alive, timeless. What you establish within now will harden into fact without, in its appointed hour. So tonight, do not cry for their love. Claim it. Do not beg for their attention. Assume it. Do not wait for them to chase you. Imagine it and let the world conform. They will chase you not because you forced them to, but because in the silence of your own heart, you became the one pursued, and life could do nothing but echo the song you were already singing within. And so I tell you, do not underestimate the power that has been placed within you. You have been conditioned to think of love as something to be earned, to be proven, to be fought for, but love is never outside of you. The love you desire from that specific person is not trapped inside their heart, waiting for them to release it. It is already within you, waiting for you to accept it as real. The moment you do, you will discover that they cannot resist you, for life itself will bend and twist to bring the two of you together in perfect harmony. Consider for a moment the truth that everything you have ever experienced began first as a thought, a feeling, an inner acceptance. Every joy, every sorrow, every relationship, every rejection, every embrace, it all began in the invisible realm of consciousness before it clothed itself in flesh and bone, words and actions. If you have unknowingly created rejection, you can consciously create pursuit. If you have unknowingly lived in the state of being unwanted, you can deliberately step into the state of being adored. It requires no more effort to imagine being loved than it does to imagine being unloved. The only difference is the direction in which you turn the power of your mind. So the great question is never, will they chase me? The question is always, am I willing to accept myself as the one who is already chased, already chosen, already loved? The answer must be yes, and it must be yes now. For now is the only time there is. Tomorrow never comes, yesterday is gone, but now is eternal. And if now you can accept it, if now you can feel the reality of being pursued and desired, then you have already set into motion the irresistible tide that will carry your specific person into your life in the exact way you wish to experience them. Do not fear if the outer world shows you evidence to the contrary. Let them act cold, let them appear indifferent, let them even say words of rejection. It matters not. They are only playing out the script you once handed them in your old state of consciousness. Do not rehearse that script again. Do not react with despair. Instead, quietly within, hand them a new role. See them in your mind as the one who loves you, who runs after you, who cannot bear to be without you. Persist in that vision, not with strain, not with effort, but with the ease of knowing that what you imagine is more real than what you see. And the day will come when the very person who once turned away is now running to you, confessing what you always knew in your heart, that you were the one they desired all along. Understand also that this shift does not only transform your relationship with your specific person, it transforms you. The moment you begin to see yourself as loved, as chosen, as desired, you walk differently, you speak differently, you think differently. You radiate an energy that cannot be denied, and the world feels it. Even those who are not your specific person will treat you with more respect, more warmth, more attention, because you have changed your inner state. And when your specific person encounters you in this new state, they too must respond. They cannot resist it, for they are only meeting the reflection of who you have chosen to be within. So I urge you tonight, as you prepare for sleep, do not let your head touch the pillow with thoughts of lack or loneliness. Instead, drift into the sweet vision of already being loved. Imagine the weight of their embrace, the sound of their laughter, the spark in their eyes as they look at you with admiration. Let that scene be the last thing you experience before sleep takes you, for in that drowsy, sacred state, your imagination is most fertile. What you impress upon yourself there will germinate quickly and express itself in your waking world. Each night is an opportunity to replant the garden of your heart. Plant love, and love will bloom. And when the doubts come in the daylight hours, and they will, remember this truth: doubts are nothing but shadows of the old state trying to cling to life. They have no power unless you give them attention. You need not fight them. You need not struggle against them. Simply turn away from them and return to your vision. Return again and again until it feels so natural, so real, that you forget it was once only imagined. When you reach that place of forgetfulness, when you no longer wonder if it will happen because it feels inevitable, then the outer manifestation is near at hand. The one you desire is not separate from you. They are not a stranger to your soul. You are connected in the unseen depths of consciousness, and what you assume about them in your heart is silently communicated to them. If you assume they are distant, they will feel the pull to remain away. If you assume they are chasing you, they will feel the pull to draw near. This is not manipulation. This is creation. This is the divine order of life. You are not forcing them against their will. You are awakening within yourself the truth that you are loved, and they respond as the outer echo of your inner reality. So let the world chase after explanations and methods. Let them analyze the how and the when. You need not do so. You need only rest in the knowing that imagination is reality, and that what you hold as true within must clothe itself without. Live in the end, and the end will live in you. Walk as one who is already loved, and love will walk toward you. Stand as one who is already chosen, and you will be chosen again and again. Breathe as one who is already pursued, and you will find that they cannot resist pursuing you. The law is certain, the promise is sure, the result is inevitable. They will chase you after you do this, after you dare to assume that they already do, after you dare to feel it real within yourself, after you cease chasing and begin knowing. And when they come, as they surely will, you will smile not with surprise, but with recognition. For you will remember that you have seen this moment before, in the quiet theater of imagination, and now the world has merely caught up to the truth you dared to accept. Therefore, be bold in your assumption, be faithful in your vision, be unwavering in your knowing. For you are the one with the power, you are the dreamer and the creator, you are the source of every reflection you call life. Claim your love now, within, and the outer world will soon bow to the certainty you carry in silence. This is the mystery revealed. This is the key entrusted to you. This is the law fulfilled.